It's 2:13 in the morning. Outside, the sky's low and heavy. Feels like it's pressing down on the town, like the clouds are watching us. The rain's been off and on since dusk, but it's not normal rain, more like static in the air. Light keeps flickering in the studio. I'm running off the last of the backup batteries from the fire station down the road. The main grid gave out 4 hours ago. Didn't even flicker. It just stopped. No warning. 1 second we had light. The next, nothing. The quiet after was worse than the blackout. It was like the town forgot how to breathe. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting out of KPRC 98.7 FM in Farmington, New Mexico. If you're hearing this, drop your coordinates, or just your city. Let us know who's still alive out there. Except we're not broadcasting on 98.7 anymore. That went dead with the tower. I've rerouted through the old AM transmitter in the basement. 1080 AM. Range is garbage. But if you're close, if you're anywhere in San Juan County, you should still hear me. And if you can hear me, I need you to listen very carefully. Lock your doors. Barricade your windows. Don't answer if someone knocks, no matter what they say, even if it sounds like someone you know. Especially if it sounds like someone you know. They're not who they say they are. I didn't want to believe it either. I still don't. But we're way past denial. I've lived here for 42 years. Grew up hearing stories about the mountains, about the reservation, about what happens to people who go too far off the trail. And I always thought it was folklore. Stories meant to scare kids from wandering off. But now the old stories are walking into town, and they're not shy anymore. We got our first sign something was wrong last Friday. One of the night crews working the new highway extension called it in. 3 guys laying asphalt out past Shiprock. They said they saw something standing on the ridge. Said it was watching them. At first they thought it was a coyote. Then they realized it was standing upright. 6 feet tall. Maybe more. Thin, like bones barely holding together. They said it didn't move. Not for hours. Just stood there, staring. No prints. No tracks. When they came back the next day to look, it was gone. But the asphalt had claw marks across it, like something had walked straight through the wet layer before it dried, like it didn't care, or didn't even feel it. That would have been enough for most people to call it a prank. Except 3 more crews saw the same thing the following night. And then one of them didn't come back. His name was Darren Ortiz, 28, just had a baby girl in May. They found his truck running off Route 64. Lights on, driver's door open, no blood, no body, just the baby seat in the back, still buckled, and a smear of something black on the steering wheel. Not oil, not blood. It looked like character. They sent a deputy out to investigate. Sheriff's Department said the deputy never called back in. His cruiser pinged one last GPS signal about 6 miles out. Then nothing. By Sunday, I started getting calls here at the station. A rancher east of Bloomfield said something was howling near his fence line. Not coyotes, not wolves. Something that sounded almost human. He shot at it. Said it didn't flinch. Just stood there. Grinning. You want to know how I knew we were in real trouble? Navajo Nation called in a night curfew. Quietly. No news coverage. No press. Just a quiet order. Stay inside. Don't travel. Don't talk about what you've seen. People here know what that means. When the elders stop speaking, it's already too late. I've lived long enough to know that when the old stories start lining up with what you're seeing out your own window, it's time to stop calling it superstition and start taking shelter. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm staying on the air for as long as I can, until the batteries die or something worse comes through that studio door. If you're out there and you're hearing this, I need you to check in. Call me. The backup landline still works. 505-372-2217. That's 505-372-2217. Tell me what you're seeing. Tell me what's happening where you are. Because this thing, it's spreading. It's not just San Juan County anymore. I got a call earlier from a guy near Flagstaff. Said his neighbor's dog was barking non-stop for hours. Then the neighbor came outside to check and didn't come back in. A few minutes later, something came and knocked on the door. It sounded like him, used his exact words, but his wife said the dog wouldn't go near the door, wouldn't stop shaking. She didn't open it. Next morning, she found her husband's clothes folded neatly on the porch. No blood, no body, just the clothes. If this is what it looks like, if the old stories are true, then we're dealing with something we don't understand, something that doesn't play by our rules. They say skinwalkers wear the faces of the people they kill. They say they take your voice, your shape, your memories. They say you won't know the difference until it's too late. That's what scares me most. Not the dark, not the silence, the not knowing if the person next to you is still who they say they are. Hold on, we've got a call coming through. Line 1. Hello? This is Sam. You're on the air. Can you hear me? Caller. Sam? Oh, thank God. You're actually on. I didn't think anyone was left. Yeah, I'm still here. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Caller. My name's Maddie. I'm calling from Kayenta. I'm at my uncle's place just outside town. We've been seeing them. The people. What do you mean? Caller. They look like people, but they're not. They knock. They call your name. My cousin Sarah opened the door. She said it was her mom, but her mom died last year. Jesus. Caller. She said she saw her, heard her voice. It was her face, Sam. She swore it was. But when she opened the door, there was this smell. This awful smell like burning hair and wet dirt. Then Sarah started screaming. Is she okay? Caller. Number. No, she's gone. We heard her screaming for minutes. We couldn't open the door. We couldn't do anything. When the noise stopped, the thing, it came back and tried again. This time with my voice. Maddie, you need to get away from windows. Lock yourself in. Do you have water? Food? Caller. Yes, enough for a few days. But, Sam, what do we do? What are they? I don't know. But you're not crazy. You're not alone. We're seeing this everywhere. Stay put. Don't answer the door. If anything changes, call back. We'll get through this. One night at a time. I'll keep the line open. To anyone else listening, if you see anything strange, anything that doesn't make sense, don't try to rationalize it. Don't try to be brave. Be quiet. Be smart. And stay inside. This is Sam Whitmore. I'll be back as soon as I get more batteries hooked up. Stay low. Stay alive. It's 3:04 a.m. The wind's picked up outside. I can hear it rattling the metal vents behind the studio. Every once in a while it sounds like something's moving out there. Not walking exactly. Just scraping. Like claws dragging across the siding. I haven't looked. I don't want to. Still running on the last 2 marine batteries I salvaged from a boat that washed up near the Animas. I rewired the inverter myself. Took me hours. Nearly shocked myself stupid doing it. But the board's live and the transmitter's holding. If you can hear me, you're tuned into 1080 AM. KPRC, the last station. We've lost contact with the outside. Cell towers are dead. Internet's gone. Satellite feeds are down or jammed. Even the no AA weather radio is throwing static. Which doesn't make sense. Those things are built to survive nuclear war. Which makes me wonder what exactly we're up against. I've had a few people ask why I'm still here. Why I'm still talking when the lights are out and the world's going dark. The answer's simple. Because someone has to. Someone has to say the things people are afraid to say out loud. The skinwalkers, or whatever they really are, they're not just roaming anymore. They're infiltrating. And not just in the physical sense. They're mimicking voices, behaviors, memories. One caller told me her daughter started talking about things she couldn't possibly remember. Things from her great-grandmother's life. Things no one told her. She said her daughter just sat there smiling. Said she was learning the words. Then she tried to crawl out the window at 2 in the morning. Naked. Covered in ash. The woman locked her in the shed behind the house. I didn't ask what happened next. Here's the problem. People are scared, but they're still trying to apply logic to something that doesn't care about logic. We're trying to map fire with a compass. This isn't a natural disaster. This isn't a virus. This is something else. And if you're thinking the government's going to show up with trucks and radios and FEMA blankets, you're living in the past. Because Washington's been silent for 3 days. No press briefings, no emergency alerts, no military convoys. Just a deep, echoing nothing. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe they're working on a solution. Maybe they're trying to avoid panic. But here's the thing. Panic already started. People are barricading grocery stores, shooting at anything that walks too slow. There's a rumor going around that gasoline goes bad faster now. Don't know if that's true, but folks are hoarding it anyway. Someone lit a fire on the old bridge into Aztec. Burned it just to keep whatever's out there from crossing. We're eating ourselves before the things out there even touch us. Let me read something I found. It's from an old interview with a Navajo elder, recorded in 1973. Found it buried in the university archives. Someone emailed it to me last week, before the servers died. The skinwalker does not live in the desert. It lives in the imitation, in the lie. It hides behind faces. It uses your name. It uses your memories. It is not a predator. It is a reflection. The more you believe it is human, the stronger it becomes. It is the shadow that believes it is you. That's the part that scares me. Not the claws. Not the eyes. The reflection. How do you fight something that learns you better than you know yourself? Let's go to the lines again. Line 2. You're on. What's your name? Caller. I don't know if I should be calling. I'm sorry. It's okay. Take your time. You're safe here. What's your name? Caller. Daniel. From Page. I work at the water treatment plant. Or, I used to. Daniel, go ahead. Caller. It started with the animals. That's what people aren't talking about. The coyotes and dogs. They started going missing 2 weeks ago. At first, we thought it was wolves coming down from the mountains, but there weren't any tracks. No signs of struggle. Just bones left in weird patterns, arranged, like someone was trying to spell something. What do you mean? Caller: I don't know. One night I was walking home and I saw my neighbor across the street standing in her driveway. Just standing there. No jacket, in the cold. She looked like herself, but something was wrong. She was swaying, and her face, her eyes weren't blinking. Did you talk to her? Caller: I said her name 3 times. She didn't answer, just stood there, smiling. And then she turned and walked backwards into the dark. Jesus. Caller: I've been sleeping at the plant ever since. I don't think anyone else is left. Have you seen anything since? Caller: Yes. There's something in the filtration tanks. Something black. Like a film. It moves. It's not supposed to be there, but it moves. And when I drain the tanks, it reforms in the next one. Like it's looking for something. Daniel, listen to me. Do not go near it. Do not drink from those lines. You need to find bottled water. Something sealed. Caller: It's too late. It's already in the pipes. I can hear it at night, like it's whispering through the drains. Daniel, if anyone in Page can confirm what Daniel said, call in. Please. We need to piece this together before it spreads further. If you've noticed anything strange with your pets, unusual behavior, disappearing animals, missing time, log it. Write it down. Time, date, location, even if it seems small. We need patterns. And for God's sake, don't go near anything that mimics someone you know. This is what I know so far. The creatures, we'll call them skinwalkers for now, are moving across Navajo lands first. They're avoiding direct confrontation. They knock, they whisper, they mimic, they study you. If you respond, they escalate. Once they've been seen, they don't run. They wait. They wait for doubt. That's the most consistent pattern so far. Doubt is the weapon, not fear, not violence. Doubt. You question what you saw. You second-guess yourself. You think maybe it was your brother, your neighbor, your mom, and then you let it in. And once it's in, it doesn't leave. We've got time for one more call before I swap out the battery. Line 4. Who's there? Caller: Hey Sam, it's Dennis. You know me? I run the pawn shop on Main. Dennis: Glad to hear you're still alive. Caller: Barely. Listen, I don't know if this helps, but I think they can't cross certain things. What do you mean? Caller: I started noticing they wouldn't come past the line of salt I poured around the building. Just regular table salt. Don't ask me why I did it. Just remembered my grandmother talking about it. I thought it was a joke. But they stop at the edge. Like there's a wall. That's useful. How big of a circle? Caller: Doesn't have to be perfect. Just unbroken. I even hung mirrors in the windows, facing out. They hate it. They twitch when they see themselves. What about fire? Caller: No clue. Haven't had to try. But I've been keeping lanterns lit all night. They don't come close to the flame. I think they're trying to stay in the dark, where it's easier to fool you. All right, so salt, mirrors, flame. That's something. Caller: Also, one last thing. They don't breathe. Say again? Caller: They don't breathe. If you see someone and they're not breathing, not fogging up a window, nothing, run. Got it. Thanks, Dennis. Stay safe. That's going to do it for now. I've got to switch power supplies and get the backup inverter going. If this next battery holds, I'll be back before the hour's out. Until then, write this down. Salt. Flame. Mirrors. No breathing. No blinking. No reflection. Trust your instincts. If it feels wrong, it is. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC, 1080 AM, still holding the line. It's 4:18 AM. I'm back on the air. Power's holding. For now. The last marine battery is draining slow, which gives me maybe another hour or two before I have to go silent again. If you've got a crank radio, keep it close. You might lose me. You might not get me back. It's gotten colder. That kind of cold that creeps in without asking. Not a storm, not frost, just absence of heat, of sound, of everything. The winds died. Completely. No breeze, no hum from the trees, not even the buzz of the lines overhead. It's like the air is holding its breath. I went outside a few minutes ago. Didn't want to, but I had to check the antenna lead. And when I opened the back door, I swear I heard my sister's voice. She's been gone 7 years, but it was her, calling my name. Software, just like she used to. Only when I stepped off the last concrete step, there was no one there. Just my own voice echoing back at me. I don't know what's real anymore. And I think that's the point. These things, whatever they are, they're not just feeding on people. They're feeding on perception, on confusion. They want you disoriented. They want you tired. I haven't slept in 2 days. My hands are shaking, and the caffeine pills I crushed up in my coffee aren't helping anymore. I feel like I'm unspooling. But I'm still here, and I'm still talking. We got something interesting just before I came back on. A printed note slipped under the station door. No footprints, no knock, no car sounds. Just a folded sheet of paper with graphite handwriting, smudged like it was written fast. It reads, "They can't hold the form forever. Watch the teeth." That's the first thing to slip. They forget how many they should have. The teeth. I'm not sure what that means yet, but it matches something I heard earlier tonight. Someone said a man was attacked up near the Four Corners Monument. His wife survived. Said the thing that came at them looked like her husband, down to the wedding ring. But when it opened its mouth to scream, it had way too many teeth. 2 rows. Like a shark, or worse. Something's happening out east. I've gotten 2 calls from Gallup in the last hour. One of them I couldn't understand, just static and screaming, but the other was clearer. A man named Trevor. He said the sky was humming, said it was coming from the mesa, like a deep vibration inside the rock. Then he said something was climbing out of it. I don't know if he meant that literally. I'm hoping not. But at this point, nothing surprises me. Let's take a call. Line 3. Go ahead, you're live. Caller. Sam? Sam, is that you? Yes. Who's calling? Caller. My name's Tasha. I'm calling from Durango. I used to teach elementary school here. I think I saw something take my neighbor. Okay, you're safe now. Tell me what happened. Caller. I was looking out my kitchen window. Power's been out since last night, so I was just boiling water on the propane stove. And I saw my neighbor, Vince, standing in his front yard, shirtless, just staring up at the trees. Did you talk to him? Caller. Number. I didn't want to. Something felt wrong. He looked too still, like he wasn't breathing. Then I blinked, and there were two of him. Same shirt, same jeans, standing side by side. Jesus. Caller. Then one of them just collapsed, like a puppet whose strings got cut, and the other one just walked away, like nothing happened. I haven't seen Vince since, but this morning, there were handprints on my back door. Greasy, like they were burned in. Are you alone now? Caller. Yes. Yes, I think so. But I keep hearing voices under the floor, like whispers coming up through the vents. You need to stay where you are. Don't open the door. Not for anyone. You hear me? Caller. I will. I'm trying. I don't know what to believe anymore. That's okay. Belief isn't what keeps you alive. Caution does. Keep the lights off. Keep the windows covered. If you have salt, pour a line around every entrance. Caller. Okay. Thank you, Sam, for being here. You're not alone, Tasha. None of us are. Hang in there. For anyone else listening, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like when the rules don't apply anymore. They're not just taking people, they're replacing them. And not just in appearance, in behavior, in memory, in detail, which means that no one is safe, not even inside. Let me give you a quick checklist. Write this down if you can. Signs they are not who they appear to be. They do not blink. They do not breathe. They avoid mirrors. They hesitate near flame or salt. They repeat phrases oddly. Their teeth are wrong. Their voice is right, but the tone is flat. Trust your gut. If your body tells you something's off, believe it. Let me share something else I've noticed. A pattern. Every town that's gone dark, Shiprock, Tohatchi, Crown Point, now possibly Gallup, every single one has a radio tower that went silent just before the attacks began. Like their hunting signal. Maybe they don't want to be tracked. Maybe they don't want us sharing what we know. But I've got news for them. We're not going quiet. We've got another message. Came in over shortwave an hour ago. Burst transmission. Old HAM frequency. I decoded it with a translator I found in the bunker beneath the station. The message was short. Just 6 words. They walk among us. Stay awake. Then it repeated. Then the signal vanished. I don't know who sent it, but I believe them. And if you're listening out there, if you're the one who broadcast that, thank you. You're not alone either. We're all part of this signal now. All part of the last network. The last line. Let me check the time. It's now 4:49 a.m. The horizon's starting to gray, but there's no sunrise. Just a dull band of light, like a faded bruise pressing through the clouds. I don't think the sun's coming up today. There's a stillness in the air that feels wrong. Not peaceful, not calm, like something just finished screaming and everything's holding its breath. I'll stay on as long as I can. This is Sam Whitmore, 1080 a.m. Keep the line clear, keep your lights low, and whatever you do, don't open the door. It's 5:32 a.m. I've rewired the solar panel line into one of the backup inverters. There's just enough residual charge from yesterday's light to keep the transmitter running at low output. Not sure how long it'll last. Maybe another 30 minutes, maybe less. But it's quiet for now. Almost too quiet. I haven't heard the scratching on the siding since about 4:50. No more voices outside the door. Just this thick, choking stillness. Like even the night is exhausted. Or maybe hiding. I tried to record one of them earlier. I heard the voice again. This time it was my old friend Larry. He passed away 3 years ago. Heart attack. But his voice came from the fence line around 5 a.m. Called me by name. Laughed the same way he used to when we snuck out back in '97. I held up the mic through the cracked door. But when I played it back, nothing. Just static. They're not just mimicking sound. They're bypassing something. Like they only exist when you give them attention. Don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Don't believe them. I've got a few pages here from a local journal that someone dropped off at the front of the station. No signature. Just water-damaged pages tied with twine and charcoal markings on the cover. The title reads, "The Hollow Things." Here's what it says on the first page. They're not wearing faces. They're remembering them. Pulling old ones out of the earth and wearing the stories like skin. The longer they stay close, the more you forget who you were. I believe it. I've had moments tonight where I forgot what year it was. Had to look at the calendar. It didn't help. It still said June, but the air feels like October. And I don't remember if I even flipped the page yesterday, or the day before. I don't remember the last time I ate, or if I'm hungry. I just feel thin. If anyone else is experiencing memory lapses, lost time, displaced objects, conversations you don't remember having, call in. We need to know if this is local or spreading. Line 6 is lighting up. Go ahead, you're on. Caller. Sam. Thank God. I didn't think anyone was still talking. I'm still here. What's your name? Caller. Jillian. I'm calling from Winslow. I think I lost time. I woke up in my car in the Safeway parking lot with no shoes, no keys, just holding a bunch of canned beans in my lap. How long were you out? Caller. I don't know. My phone was dead. The store was dark. The whole block looked abandoned. I don't remember going there. I don't even eat beans. I think something walked me there, like a puppet. Have you had dreams lately? Anything strange? Caller. Yes. Dreams where I'm walking through fog and there are people whispering behind trees. I never see them, but they keep saying the same thing. You are not yourself. Over and over. That matches what others have said. They're inside the dreams now, or maybe the dreams are inside us. Caller. I'm scared to sleep again. Every time I wake up, I'm not sure I came back the same. You're not alone. That's what matters. Write things down. Names, memories, anything important. Keep it near you. Read it out loud before bed. Remind yourself who you are. Caller. Thank you. I'll try. Stay safe, Jillian. And if you wake up somewhere else again, call back. We'll be here. I keep thinking about what she said. The dreams. It makes sense, doesn't it? If they can't take you by force, they take you through doubt, through sleep, through memory. You forget yourself, and they fill the space. Which brings me to this. We need to start anchoring each other. Call your name out loud when you wake up. Say the date. Say where you are. Say what you know is true. Because the more you say it, the more you own it. The less room they have to get in. That's what they're afraid of, I think. That we'll remember who we are. That we'll remember each other. I've got a message from a ham radio group up in Idaho. They're still transmitting. Low power, but consistent. They're calling themselves Station Dusk, broadcasting on 4.102 megahertz shortwave. They're collecting accounts, journaling everything, voice memos, paper, handwritten reports. They said they've started to track a pattern. Skinwalker sightings follow rivers. Every place with high reported activity is near water. San Juan, Colorado, Animas, Gila, Rio Grande. It's like they're moving through the old lines. Like memory follows water. And so do they. They also mentioned a strange smell that precedes each appearance. Burnt pine. Even in places without trees. I've smelled it too. 3 times tonight. And every time, something knocked within the hour. If you smell that, burnt pine, tar, wet fur, you need to leave or lock yourself in because they're coming. We've got another call. Line 1, go ahead. Caller. Sam? It's Devin. I'm in Santa Fe. I think we've got a nest. Say again. Caller. A nest, or something like it. We were checking the sublevels of the old water plant, and there were bones, hundreds, arranged in circles, like some kind of ritual. Human bones? Caller. Some, not all. Some looked warped, melted together, like they were half-formed when they died. Jesus. What else? Caller. There were markings on the walls, black symbols. They moved when you weren't looking, I swear. You glance away, look back, they're different. One of the guys stared at them too long, started bleeding from his nose, then his ears. Did you destroy it? Caller. Number. We ran. We sealed the doors and welded them shut. But I don't think that's enough. Devin, listen to me. Leave the city. Tonight. Don't wait. Take food, take water, head north. Caller. Okay, I'll try. But if this thing's bigger than we thought, it is. But so are we. Get moving. It's now 6:04 a.m. The sky's still dim. No birds, no traffic. Not even wind. I looked outside a few minutes ago and saw a man standing under the transmission tower. Same one who's been showing up in the last few nights. Brown jacket, no shoes. But his mouth is open too wide, like it was split ear to ear. He doesn't blink. He never blinks. I'm gonna barricade the front door again. I might not be able to take more calls for a bit. If you're listening, and you've seen anything at all, write it down. Record it. Share it on shortwave. We need to hold the line. Because once the memories go, we're just shadows. This is Sam Whitmore. Still alive, still here. KPRC, 1080 AM. I'll keep talking until the silence takes me. It's 6:58 a.m. I had to shut everything down for 30 minutes. The inverter overheated. It was buzzing like something alive. Had to cool it off with a pan of cold water and cross my fingers it didn't short. It didn't, but the lights dimmed twice while I reconnected the board. If you're hearing this now, it means the signal's back. For now. This isn't radio anymore. It's a lifeline. I haven't had a call in the last hour. That's not normal. The phone line still works. I tested it twice, got a dial tone, but nobody's dialing. Which means one of two things. Either the towns nearby are out of power, or they're out of people. Something happened up north. Just got a coded message from Station Dusk, relayed through a ham operator in Moab. The entire town of Cortez went dark at 5:41 a.m. That's 20 minutes ago. No lights, No cell, no radio. One final transmission came through from a CB channel before they dropped off. It said, "They came as my son, not like his son, not dressed as him. They came as him." That's the first time I've heard it phrased that way. Like the person, or the thing, was so close to the original that the mind just accepted it. And once you accept it, it's too late. I've been going back through my notes. Everything people have said, every voice message, every survivor's account. I'm seeing another pattern. These things aren't just wearing people. They're testing relationships. They're showing up as dead relatives, missing kids, best friends, people you trust the most. Not strangers, not monsters. Someone you'd open the door for. So if someone comes to your home claiming to be someone you love, stop. Ask yourself, did they blink? Did they breathe? Did they say something slightly wrong? Because if they did, it's not them. I'm going to read an email I printed out 2 nights ago, before the station lost satellite. It was from a listener in Sedona. He called himself Owen. I don't know if Owen's still alive, but this is what he wrote. "I saw my daughter yesterday. She died in a car crash 7 years ago. But there she was, standing in my driveway in the same hoodie she wore the night I buried her. She didn't age, didn't change, just looked at me and smiled. I froze. I didn't want to believe it. But my mouth said her name before I could stop it. She nodded. That's when I knew. My daughter never nodded. She used to tilt her head sideways, like a dog, whenever I talked to her. The thing in front of me didn't tilt. It just copied. I closed the door. I turned the locks. I cried like a child on the floor for an hour. Then it started scratching. That last line hit me harder than anything else tonight. Because I heard scratching too, not 20 minutes ago, on the north side of the station. The vents. I put duct tape over them just now. Won't hold long, but it's something. We've got another caller coming in. First one in over an hour. Line 7. Go ahead. You're live. This is Sam. Caller. Sam. It's Avery. I'm calling from Chama. I think I found something in the woods. Are you safe right now, Avery? Caller. Yes. I'm in a cabin about 2 miles from town. I've got a generator, salt lines, 2 mirrors, no knocks in 2 nights. That's good. What did you find? Caller. It looked like a nest. Or a den. There were bones. Human. Animal. But they were twisted. The ribs were bent outward like something exploded from inside. I saw what looked like a cocoon made of skin. My God. Caller. And there was something carved into the trees around it. A symbol. Looked like an eye with 2 mouths underneath. The bark was burned. Same symbol that showed up in the Santa Fe tunnels. Caller. There's more. I think they're multiplying, or evolving. I saw one crawling on all 4s. It didn't walk, it slithered. But when it looked up, it had my face. You need to leave that area. Do not go near that nest again. Whatever they're doing, they don't want you to understand it. Caller. Too late. I already feel it, Sam. I feel it watching me through my own eyes. Get to higher ground. Stay in the light. You're not alone. To everyone still hearing me, we have a new development. There are nests, and they might not just be for shelter. They might be for spawning. That's why the towns go silent so fast. It's not an attack. It's an infestation. And it's spreading. I'm starting to feel it too. This pressure behind my eyes, like something's trying to rewrite my memories. I tried to say my mother's name out loud earlier and I blanked. Stared at the ceiling for 10 minutes before I could remember it again. Her name was Judith. And I'm writing it down now. Over and over. Judith. 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 Because I won't forget. Not now. Here's what I think. I think they don't just feed on flesh. They feed on identity, memory, connection, the things that make us real. And if they erase enough of those things, then we become hollow too. We become wearable. I've got 3 minutes left on this inverter before I have to cool it down again. I'll be off the air briefly. If you've got candles, light them now. If you've got mirrors, face them outward. If you've got salt, redo the lines. Write down your name, your family, your history. Speak it out loud. Remind yourself of who you are. Because that's all we've got left now. This is Sam Whitmore, still remembering, still holding the line. It's 7:49 a.m. I'm back. For now. The sun still hasn't come up. Not fully. Just a smear of gray light across the hills. It's cold again. Not normal cold. Not desert morning chill. This is the kind of cold that gets under your skin and just sits there like it's waiting. I tried walking outside again, just to stretch. Felt like something was pressing against my chest. No wind, no birds. The sagebrush didn't even move when I walked past. The world feels paused, like something hit the mute button on life itself. When I looked to the west, I saw a group of them on the ridge. 5 shapes, not moving, just standing there, watching. Each one was shaped like someone I knew, but none of them waved. None of them blinked. I came back inside, locked the door, lit 3 candles, crushed another caffeine pill and stirred it into a cold can of soup. I don't even feel the hunger anymore, just the weight, like I'm being pulled inward. If you're just tuning in, this is Sam Whitmore, still broadcasting out of KPRC on 1080 AM, still in Farmington, still surrounded. We've now confirmed disappearances in Shiprock, Gallup, Cortez, Cuba, Santa Rosa, and 2 hours ago, parts of Moab. The wave is moving outward in all directions, like rings in water, but they're not uniform. They're focused, following memory, following people. We've started calling them the Hollow. Not skinwalkers, not spirits, just hollow. Things that wear us like clothes. Things that feed on the shape of who we are. I've been keeping track of survivor calls, building what I guess you could call a behavioral map. Here's what I've noticed. The Hollow don't attack immediately. They wait. They test the edges of your home, doors, windows. They knock, soft at first, then louder. They mimic someone you lost, or someone you miss. They call your name like a memory does. But here's the key. They only get in if you respond. Open the door. Speak back. That's the invitation. So stop talking to the dead. Stop talking to the past. Stay here, in the now. I got another update from Station Dusk, still holding strong out of Idaho. They've picked up new signals, strange bursts of analog tones from the Denver region. They think they're distress calls, but the frequency's corrupted. Keeps looping fragments of speech that don't make sense. Phrases like, memory vessel breached, Host error. Multiplicity detected. We are all him now. They're trying to decode it with Cold War equipment. So far, nothing. But one thing stands out. Those aren't just phrases. They're logs. System logs. Which raises a new question. What if this isn't paranormal? What if it's synthetic? I know that sounds insane. But what if this thing, this outbreak, isn't a curse or a legend or a myth? What if someone built it? Let's go to the lines. Line 2, you're on. Caller. Sam. It's Nate. From Roswell. Go ahead, Nate. Caller. I think you're right. I think this was engineered. I work in fiber optics for a defense subcontractor. Before we lost contact, we were getting flagged reports of conscious noise anomalies in New Mexico and Arizona. Code word was ECHO-7. What does that mean? Caller. We didn't know, but they were tracking it like a virus, not in bodies, in data. It was jumping between people like a thought, a memory, not biological, pattern-based. So like, a mind virus? Caller. Exactly. Something that overwrites what you believe, what you remember. And once it gets enough of you, it learns how to mimic, to replicate. You ever see it firsthand? Caller. My coworker, last Friday, came into the office smiling too wide, said the same greeting 3 times in a row, didn't blink, then tried to walk through a glass wall. Jesus. Caller. It didn't flinch when it broke its nose. Just kept walking, left a smear of black behind. Same residue from the steering wheel case near Shiprock. Caller. Yeah. After that, I ran. Took my backup radio and left. I've been listening to you ever since. Appreciate the call, Nate. Stay hidden. And if you get another transmission like that, record it. Even 10 seconds helps. Caller. Will do. Line drops. You hear that? That's not some campfire story. That's someone from the inside. If this is real, and I believe it is, then we're not just dealing with something ancient. We're dealing with something new. Something engineered to wear the ancient like a mask. Imagine a weapon that doesn't fire bullets. It erases names, hijacks memories, replaces people. You wouldn't need an army. You'd just need time. You wouldn't even have to knock down doors. You'd have people open them for you. I'm going to read another note I found, scrawled on a receipt in the old donation box here at the station. Just 5 words. I saw myself watching me. That's it. And honestly, that's enough. We've got another call. Line 4. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, this is... I don't even know who I am anymore. What's your name? Caller. I woke up in someone else's house. There was a photo of me on the wall, with a different name, same face. But I don't remember living here. I don't remember this town. Where are you now? Caller. Las Vegas, not Nevada. New Mexico. I think. Everything looks familiar, but wrong. I found your station on an old radio in the attic. Do you remember anything before today? Caller. Only voices, not words, just tones, and fire, and teeth. Listen to me. You're not gone. You're not lost. You called me. That means you're still here. Somewhere in there, you're still you. Caller. But what if I'm not? Then we'll hold you together. One broadcast at a time. That's where we are now. Holding people together with words. Because that's all we've got. You write them down. You say them out loud. You pass them to the next person before the hollow get in. Because once they're in, it's not just your body they take, it's your place in the world. And without place, there's nothing left to come back to. This is Sam Whitmore, still remembering, still resisting. KPRC, 1080 AM. Stay awake, stay human, stay here. It's 8:35 AM. Sun's still not up. Not really. Just that dull haze hanging above the horizon, like the sky forgot how to turn on the light. I've rigged the panel to slowly cycle current through the secondary battery, just enough to trickle a charge without overheating. It's not ideal, but it buys me time. Maybe another hour. Maybe more if I don't use the board lights. I've turned everything off except this mic and the transmitter. The signal's holding, and I'm still here. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting on 1080 AM from KPRC in Farmington. To anyone just tuning in, the towns are going dark. People are disappearing, and the things taking their place don't blink, don't breathe, and don't forget. We've been calling them the Hollow. We don't know where they came from or why now, but we know what they want. You, not your body, not even your voice. They want your place, your story, your connections. And once they take it, they wear it like it was always theirs. I've got dozens of hand-scrawled notes piling up here at the station, stuff dropped off in the night, slipped under the door, taped to the outside walls. Some are warnings, some are confessions. One is just a mirror shard with "Don't look too long" etched into the back. And one of them, one I can't stop staring at, just says, "We are what forgets you." That's all it says. But it makes sense. Because that's how they win, not with violence. With erasure. I lost contact with Station Dusk 20 minutes ago. 1 second they were there. Next, just static. I played their last message back 5 times. It wasn't a goodbye. It was a story. There was a boy who remembered too well. Every sound, every name, every scar. He held the world together with memory, so they came for him first. Then silence. We've got a caller coming in. Line 3. Go ahead. You're live. Caller. Sam, my name's Kay. I'm calling from Grants. I've been living out of my truck for 3 days. Go ahead, Kay. What are you seeing? Caller. I don't know what's real anymore. I think they're following the highways. Every time I try to sleep, they're closer. I saw a version of myself last night. Where? Caller. In a reflection, in the passenger side mirror. I was staring at it, just zoned out. And then it blinked before I did. It looked disappointed. Disappointed. Caller. Like it was waiting for me to forget something. Did you? Caller. I think I did. I was thinking about my dad, about this memory from when I was 6. We were camping. I could hear coyotes in the dark. He told me I was safe. I could always remember that night. Always. But now, I don't remember what he looked like. Kay? Listen to me. That means they're close. You need to get off the road. Avoid reflections. Break every mirror if you have to. They're using them. Watching. Waiting. Caller. What if I'm not me anymore? You are. You're talking to me. You called. You remembered. That's enough. Caller. I'm scared, Sam. I don't want to disappear. Then don't. Hold on. You're not alone. If anyone else hears this, you are you. until you're not. And if you're not sure anymore, say your name. Say where you were born. Say something no one else would know. Write it down. Tape it to your chest. Repeat it until it feels real again. Because that's how you fight back. We don't win this with bullets or barricades. We win by holding on to truth, to ourselves. Let me tell you what I see now. The horizon is turning black. Not storm clouds. Not night. Just absence. It's moving west to east, like a sheet being pulled across the world. People are calling it the fade. Once it hits a town, everything stops. Clocks, lights, breathing, and then the hollow come walking. I've seen it once, back when Bloomfield went dark. A wall of stillness, like time refusing to move forward. And behind it, faces. Too many, too wrong. Smiling without meaning it. That's coming here. And soon. So if you've got fuel, run. If you've got shelter, fortify. If you've got memory, protect it. Because we're not just survivors now. We're the archives. The last backup of everything that's real. Let's check another call. Line 6. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, they're inside the hospitals. Where are you calling from? Caller. Albuquerque. I was doing a supply run at the UNM Medical Center. Thought it was abandoned, but the lights were on. Too steady, not flickering like everywhere else, so I went in. What did you see? Caller. People walking. Slowly, all in hospital gowns, faces clean, too clean. They didn't look up, just moved in loops, like they were stuck in a scene. Nurses, orderlies, over and over. But when I spoke, they all turned at once, like puppets. Jesus. Caller. One of them looked like me, but older. Same scars, same birthmark. And it whispered, "We already wrote your ending." Did you get out? Caller. Yeah, barely. Something followed me out for a mile, but it stopped when I passed a church. I don't know why. Thank you for calling. Keep moving. Don't stop near reflective glass. Caller. Copy that. That confirms it. They've breached institutional memory. Hospitals, schools, places where who we are is stored. And if they've got the archives, we're next. This is not about survival anymore. This is about resistance. If you're still human, still yourself, still aware, then write, speak, transmit, burn it into the world while you can. I'll be back after a systems check. If I'm not, then it wasn't me. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC, 1080 AM. Hold fast. And remember, it's 9:26 AM. The inverter survived the reset, just barely. The air smells like hot metal and dust, but it's still humming, still giving me signal, which means I'm still here. I stepped outside for 60 seconds, just 60. No wind, no sound. And when I turned around to come back in, the door was closed. I didn't close it. It shut by itself. Or someone shut it for me. I stood there for a long moment, listening. Didn't hear anything. But when I opened it again, there was a photo pinned to the inside. A Polaroid. Of me. Sitting at this mic, wearing this same shirt. But my eyes in the picture were blacked out, scribbled through. I don't remember anyone taking that photo. I don't remember having a Polaroid. If they're getting into the past now, we're running out of places to hide. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting on 1080 AM, KPRC, holding the line, trying not to fall through the cracks. There are fewer towns calling in now, fewer names I recognize. The list of survivors is shrinking or going quiet. Maybe they've gone underground, or maybe they've been replaced. Here's what I know. The fade continues to spread east. The hollow mimic not just people, but timelines. They're showing up with knowledge of places, events, and memories they shouldn't have. We've had 5 separate reports of doubles. People seeing themselves, exact copies, standing outside their own homes. One caller from Española said she watched her twin walk into the grocery store wearing her favorite coat. She followed, confronted it. It turned, smiled, and whispered, "You forgot me first." Then it vanished, left only the coat behind. I don't have the answers. I'm not sure anyone does. But I have a theory, and you're not going to like it. I think the Hollow aren't taking over. I think they've always been here. I think they're the version of us that gets forgotten. The missed birthday, the photo no one kept, the kid who got left behind in the crowd, and now they're taking back space. Let's go to the phones. Line 9. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, it's Gerald from Holbrook. I think I found an old relay station. Government, maybe. It's deep under a hill outside town. How old? Caller. Cold War era by the look of it. Still has power. There are tapes, hundreds, labeled by town, by name. By name? Caller. Yes, like personal logs, voice print files. There's one marked Samuel Whitmore, observed. Jesus. Caller. They've been listening, Sam. Not just now, for decades. Do the tapes say what they're listening for? Caller. Number. But the files are tagged with a symbol. Looks like an eye, dripping 3 lines of ink. The same one others have described on the trees. Can you destroy them? Caller. Already did. Burned the ones I could. But I think that station was just one of many. Then we need to find more. If they're storing memories, they're building maps of us, and maps can be used to find replacements. Caller. I don't think we're the first. I found tapes from the 70s, from the 40s. Then this isn't new, just louder. Let that settle in. They've been listening. They've been building. And now they're coming out. I want to talk to you directly for a second. You. Sitting in the dark, clutching a blanket, staring at a flickering radio light. You're scared. You feel like you're the last real thing in the world. You're not. You're the signal. And as long as you remember who you are, they can't take that from you, even if they wear your name. Even if they speak your voice, they can't be you if you don't forget yourself. So say it. Out loud. Right now. Say your name. Say where you are. Say who you love. That's your firewall. That's your weapon. We've got another call. Line 2. Go ahead. Caller. Sam? I think I lost my son. Where are you calling from? Caller. Bernalillo. We were hiding in the basement of the old schoolhouse. I turned away for maybe 10 seconds. He was playing with his truck. Then he looked up and smiled. And I didn't recognize the smile. What do you mean? Caller. It was too perfect, like a wax dummy trying to be human. I asked him who I was. He said Dad, but not the way he usually does. Not the right rhythm. What did you do? Caller. I locked him in the classroom. I don't know if that was him, or if I just abandoned my son. You trusted your gut. That's not failure. That's survival. Caller. I still hear him knocking, saying the same thing over and over. Let me be your memory again. Over and over. Don't open it, even if it stops. Especially if it stops. That's the horror now. They don't kill. They replace. Quietly. Slowly. Until no one knows they were ever anyone else. We're almost out of time for this segment. Battery's running hot again. But I want to end this hour with something different. I want to remember. My name is Sam Whitmore. I was born in 1978. I had a sister named Ellie. She died in a flood when I was 11. She liked peppermint gum and wore purple socks. She called me Bubblehead. I'm saying this now so no one else can say it wrong, not even them. You do the same. Say it before they say it for you. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC, 1080 AM. If I'm not here next hour, tell my story right. It's 10:18 AM. The lights just flickered again, twice. Not from power failure. That was something else. Like the current hesitated. Like the electricity itself didn't want to keep going. It's still dim outside. Like someone turned the sun down to half power and forgot to turn it back up. I haven't seen the sky go full daylight in 2 days now. The clouds look low, but not heavy, just still. Stillness is becoming a theme. Still people. Still wind. Still air. Even my own breath feels like it's echoing longer than it should. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting from what's left of KPRC 1080 AM in Farmington. We've passed the 24-hour mark since the last confirmed federal response. No FEMA updates. No CDC. No DHS. Not even a denial. Either they don't know what's happening, or they know too much to say anything. I want to talk about the voice. Not mine. The one outside. The one that speaks in your voice. I've heard it twice now. Once calling my name from behind the tower. Once humming my father's song through the vents. It's never loud. It's not a scream. It's a suggestion. You ever hear your name when no one's around? That flicker in your brain, the moment you think someone said it? That's where it starts. It finds a hole, then it starts filling in from memory. I had a nightmare during my last nap. I was inside this station, only everything was reversed. Backwards. The clock ticked counterclockwise. The microphones were pointed at the ceiling, and my own voice was playing on loop saying, "You were never here." I woke up choking. Room spinning. For 5 whole seconds I didn't know who I was. Not in the dramatic sense, I mean literally. No name, no time. Just floating. Like a signal caught between stations. So I lit a match. Said my name out loud. And I held on. If you're listening and you feel yourself slipping, fight it. Light something. Touch something real. Say your name until it stops sounding like language and starts sounding like truth. We have another call. Line 5. Go ahead. You're live. Caller. Sam, I'm not sure if this is real. I've called 4 times and it never rang. You're here now. What's your name? Caller. I think it's Marcus. I have that written down. I'm in Chinley. Or I was. I think I'm underground now. Or beneath something. Take your time. What happened? Caller. There was a flash, not bright, just clear, like everything paused. Then I woke up in a room I didn't recognize. White walls, no shadows. I walked for hours, no doors, but my shoes were wet. Do you remember getting there? Caller. Number. But there were photos in my pockets. Old ones. From my childhood. My sister. My birthday. But the faces were all replaced. With mine. Jesus. Caller. They're not just taking people, Sam. They're rewriting the past. Like parasites moving upstream through memory. Are you safe now? Caller. I think I escaped. There was an exit, a mirror. I walked through it. It cut me. I'm bleeding. But I feel awake. Good. That pain is proof you're still you. Keep that. Keep bleeding if you have to. Just don't go numb. Caller. They want numb. They want silence. Exactly. You hear that? They're not just mimicking us. They're nesting inside the structure of memory. And if they rewrite enough of it, they change the reality it's attached to. So here's a new rule. Check your photos. Print them out. Touch them. If the faces change, burn them. Another report just came in via shortwave. A woman from Taos says she passed an entire neighborhood where every house had the same number, 111. And every mailbox had the same last name, hers. She drove for 5 straight minutes and the street never changed. That's not a trick of the eyes. That's a rewritten loop. They're creating safe zones for them. Places where memory can't interrupt the lie. It's like walking through a dream someone else built. We've seen this kind of behavior in viral code. Feedback loops, echo chambers. The hollow are the biological version of an algorithm run wild. They don't kill the host, they overwrite the software. So what do? We anchor. We repeat, we remember out loud. Here's what I remember. I was 10 when I broke my arm falling out of a tree behind the station. I used to sneak in here after school and pretend to be a DJ. I kissed my first girlfriend in this booth. Her name was Cassie. She moved away the summer after that, and I never heard from her again. That's mine. You don't get to take that. Not even if you wear my skin. We have time for one more call before I switch power cells. Line 2. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, this is Madeline from Espanola. Go ahead, Madeline. Caller. I don't think I'm awake. Everything's moving like syrup. The walls breathe. My name doesn't sound right in my head anymore. Say it anyway. Caller. Madeline Grace Herrera, born June 4th. I had a dog named Pike. I loved him. I remember his fur. Hold on to that. Caller. They're crawling up my windows, the hollow. They're whispering to each other. It sounds like me, but out of order. Like someone edited my voice with scissors. Light something. Mirror out. Caller. Yes. But the mirror cracked by itself. They don't like their own eyes, Sam. They don't like to be seen. Then keep watching them, as long as you can. Caller. I'm so tired. Just a little longer. You're not alone. That's where we are now. This isn't survival. It's signal maintenance. Keep your frequency clear. Keep your narrative stable. Because once they rewrite your story, you don't get it back. I'll be back once I switch batteries, or something else takes my place. If it's me, I'll prove it. This is Sam Whitmore, still broadcasting. Still me. It's 11:12 a.m. The signal's holding. For now. I swapped the main battery with one of the old car inverters I salvaged from a junked pickup behind the station. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't even hold a charge. But it's giving me enough juice to keep this mic hot and the transmitter active. Sometimes I wonder if the laws of physics are still consistent outside this room, because the world feels wrong. Like time is lagging behind itself. There's still no sun. The sky is the same bruised gray it's been for hours, like morning got stuck and refused to finish waking up. And the shadows are wrong now. They stretch too far, even under weak light, like they're trying to touch something out of reach. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting from KPRC 1080 AM. If you're still listening, then so am I. If you're still real, then I still am too. I want to talk about reflection. Not metaphor, not psychology, literal reflection. We're getting reports that the hollow can't stand it, that mirrors confuse them, that glass warps them. But more than that, we think they need it to access the shape, to keep the mask intact. That's why the first symptom isn't violence, it's mimicry. You look in the mirror and see yourself blink late, or smile wrong, or move too slow. That's not your imagination. That's version 2, trying to sync. One caller last night said she looked in a fogged-up bathroom mirror and saw herself already smiling before she smiled. She screamed. Then the mirror shattered. The hollow don't like to be caught rehearsing. Let's go to the phones. Line 4. Go ahead. You're live. Caller. Sam. I found one of them dead. Where are you calling from? Caller. East of Gallup, near the old Mesa trails. I was hiking after the roads closed, trying to stay off the grid. I found a cabin, abandoned. Inside was a man that looked just like me. Was he alive? Caller. Number. Or maybe. I couldn't tell. He was curled in the corner, eyes open, but wrong. Like glass eyes. When I leaned in, he exhaled my name. Jesus. Caller. But then he stopped breathing, and his skin peeled. It wasn't blood inside. It was ash. Just layers of ash. Like a burned out shell. Caller. Exactly. And behind him, on the wall, someone had written in black marker, "Don't let them finish the sentence." You think that was your twin? Caller. I think it was me. A future me. Or a version that didn't anchor. Did you burn it? Caller. I did. But the fire burned green. That's new. Thank you for the call. Stay awake. Don't trust reflections. Caller. I won't. To anyone hearing this, if you see yourself, don't listen. Don't let it speak. Don't let it finish. Because when it finishes, you're done. You're overwritten. Another update from what's left of Station Dusk. They've gone mobile, now calling themselves Echo Chain. Said they're driving east in a convoy of RVs and vans, broadcasting every 20 miles. They're tracking a pattern they call wave logic. It's not based on geography, it's emotional. The hollow aren't moving through towns, they're moving through regret, places with unresolved grief, missing children, closed hospitals, abandoned neighborhoods. They're following pain, because that's where the defenses are weakest. That's where memory gets fuzzy, and that's where the door cracks open, We've got another call. Line 7. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. My name's Lena. I'm in Truth or Consequences. I think my brother came back. Is it acting different? Caller. Number. That's the problem. He's exact. Same laugh, same stories. He even remembered my birthday from when I was 10. The cake with the gummy bears. No one else remembers that. What changed? Caller. He doesn't ask questions, just listens, nods, repeats my own words back to me, like a mirror. Has he slept? Caller. Number. But neither have I. Lena. Listen to me. Ask him one thing. Ask him what he did the morning your father died. Caller. He says he doesn't remember. Then it's not him. Memory isn't about the easy stuff. It's about what hurts, what doesn't fit, what scars. Caller. I think I already knew, but I wanted to believe. That's what they count on. Caller. What do I do? Don't let him speak again. Not if the words come from your mouth. Not if you hear your voice from his lips. Caller. Okay. Be strong. You're not alone. This is the new battlefield. Not streets, not cities, but relationships. Love weaponized. Familiarity used as a key. And the only shield is doubt. The only weapon is memory. Real memory. Messy, imperfect, yours. So here's another from me. My grandfather taught me how to fish. I lied about enjoying it. I hated worms. I hated the smell. But I sat there anyway, just to be near him. That was the last summer before his stroke. He never spoke again, but he smiled when I walked in. Every time. They can't take that, because I never told anyone. Until now. That's how we fight. We make our lives ugly and true, and we say them out loud. I'll be back after I reroute the panels. If something answers instead of me, ask what I just said. If it gets it wrong, cut the wire. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC 1080 AM. Stay sharp. Stay strange. Stay yourself. It's 12:06 p.m., or at least that's what the clock says. Time's starting to feel like a guess. I walked down the hallway to the old kitchen near the back of the station just now, 20 steps. I counted. When I turned around, it took me 53 steps to get back. The hallway didn't change, but something did. This is Sam Whitmore, still holding the signal from KPRC 1080 AM. If you're still tuned in, then you've already figured it out. Reality is starting to drift. Not fall apart, just split at the seams. Like a radio where two stations are bleeding through at once. You hear your own voice, then someone else's version of you answering back. And the worst part? Sometimes their version sounds more right, like you're the echo. But we're not echoes. We're still the source, as long as we remember. Let me read something that came through from Echo Chain, what's left of the Station Dusk crew. They've been gathering stories, compiling data, sending it in bursts over shortwave. Here's what they logged last night. Subject 8 witnessed full mirroring event. Hollow version appeared outside barn window. Subject froze. Hollow repeated subject's past words in exact tone and order. Subject attempted to verify identity. Hollow smiled. Replied, I am your better memory. Subject suffered seizure. No further contact. That's where we are now. They're not hiding anymore. They're not knocking. They're stating. And if you don't push back, they fill the space. Another update. This one from a ham operator out of Amarillo. They saw the fade hit Clovis at 11:43 a.m. No explosions, no gunshots, just silence. Lights dimmed. People walked into the streets and stared west, then dropped. Some vanished. Some just stood there, still, forever. We are now officially out of major cities in New Mexico. Still confirmed broadcasting. Farmington might be the last. I don't know how long that'll stay true. Let's go to the line. Line 1. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, this is Grace. I think I just lost my mother. Where are you? Caller. Just outside Los Alamos. We were holed up in the library. Mom's a librarian. Was. She was cataloging everything. All the stories people left behind. What happened? Caller. She started humming a tune. One I remembered from when I was 5. But she forgot a note. Mom never forgot. She remembered everything. What did you do? Caller. I asked her my name. She paused, smiled, said, "You don't need one anymore." Then turned to ash. Jesus. Caller. But the ash shaped into letters. My initials. GW, Grace. She might have bought you time. With memory. With defiance. Caller. What do I do now? You remember her. All the flaws. All the little things. Not just the good. Say the things the hollow can't fake. Caller. She used to eat licorice and hated it but did it anyway because my dad liked it. She used to read the same book every year and cry in the same place, even though she swore she was done crying. She was loud when she sneezed. She wore yellow even when it didn't suit her. That's it. That's your anchor. Say it every morning. Every time doubt creeps in. Caller. Okay. You're still you, Grace. You're not hollow. To everyone else, do what Grace did. When someone disappears, keep their noise alive. Say the things they wouldn't want said. That's how you hold them here. Not with shrines. With truth. We're losing ground. The hollow are no longer outside. They're among us. In shelters. In churches. In the way people hesitate before answering. In the way they repeat phrases like they were fed a script. Here's what to look for. Repeated language loops. Perfect memory. Smiles held too long. A delay in emotional response. The inability to describe pain. If someone can't describe something painful, ask why. Because pain is personal. They can fake facts, but they can't fake how you suffered. I want to tell you a story about a man I knew. Name was Jacob Dilling. He worked the tower maintenance here in the late 90s. Always smelled like diesel. He'd tell the same joke every Tuesday and forget he'd told it. But one day, during a storm, he stayed out on the tower, 3 hours longer than he should have, because he said the lightning made the air feel clear. He got struck. Lived. Said it knocked something in, not out. He was never the same, but he remembered things clearer after that. I found his coat hanging on the fence 2 days ago, still warm, but no Jacob. So I'm saying this now. If you're out there, if there's still a part of you left, come home. We'll remember you the right way. New signal coming in now. Faint, modulated. I'm going to try to decode it and come back live. If I don't, you'll know why. This is Sam Whitmore. 10:80 a.m. Still me. Still here. It's 1:03 p.m. The signal I was tracking is gone. It came through the old No Way A emergency band, 162.550 megahertz, same one that used to broadcast weather alerts before the satellites went quiet. But this time, it wasn't weather. It was a child's voice, singing. No lyrics, just melody, software off-key, repeating every 13 seconds. Underneath, a mechanical voice tried to speak, but it kept glitching. Words dropped, swapped, reversed. One line came through clear. Signal accepted, identity contested. Then it cut. That's what we're up against. Not monsters, not ghosts. Something designed to understand us too well. This is Sam Whitmore. KPRC, 1080 a.m. Still me, still fighting. I've blocked off every entrance now, reinforced the walls with metal shelving, overturned desks and sandbags stolen from the old flood control center. It won't stop them, but it'll slow them. And every second matters. I got a letter slid under the back door. Handwritten. No envelope. Just notebook paper. It says, "We are learning. We do not need the face, only the story." So now they're telling each other who we were. Like secondhand memories passed down through broken radios. Which means it's not just individual mimicry anymore. It's a network, a collective. Each hollow feeding into the next. One learns how your mother cried. Another learns how you flinched at thunder. Then a third becomes you. Better than you ever were, unless you beat them to it. So say the thing you never told anyone. Right now. Here's mine. When I was 17, I told my best friend I didn't love her back. But I lied. I was scared. She moved away a week later. I never saw her again. I told myself it was the right thing. But I think about her every week. Still, that's my truth. And now it's mine again. We've got a call. Line 6. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I think I'm dead. Who is this? Caller. Derek, from Aztec. I found a body. In the river. Looked like me, but older. Face down, dressed like I was last week. Same scar on the lip. Same tattoo. Are you sure it was you? Caller. I don't know anymore. I keep forgetting things. I saw a woman yesterday. She called me Eli. That's not my name. But I almost believed her. You're not gone, Derek. The fact you're scared proves it. Hollow don't fear. Caller. But I remember things I never lived. Like walking through snow that's never fallen here. Or holding a child I never met. Then they're in your head. But not all the way. Hold on to something ugly, something painful. That's yours. Caller. I hated my father. I loved him too. He died without saying goodbye. That's it. That's your anchor. Keep saying it. Every time doubt creeps in. Caller. Okay, thank you. To anyone listening. You are not a copy. You are not an echo. You are not the sum of their stolen memories. You're the version that stayed. That hurt. That chose to keep breathing when the world stopped making sense. We've passed the midpoint now. The fade has overtaken the entire Four Corners region. Parts of Colorado, Utah, and Arizona have all gone dark. The hollow are pressing inward, like a noose, and we're in the center. Echo Chain reported another phenomenon last hour. Communities forming inside the fade. But they're wrong. too perfect. People smile too long. Children laugh on loop. Weather never changes. Fake towns, replica memories. Like someone tried to recreate America from scraps of forgotten birthdays and blurry photographs. So if you find yourself in a place that feels too familiar, run. That's not nostalgia. That's bait. Another call. Line 2. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I saw one of them die. Who is this? Caller. Tony. I was in Grants. One of them. Looked like my brother. Walked into a fire. Didn't scream. Just stared at me the whole time. When the body collapsed, it whispered, "He was better than you." That's what they do. They weaponize guilt. Caller. But I didn't run. I said, "I know." And it stopped moving. You accepted the pain. You didn't flinch. That's how we win. Caller. I've been walking ever since. I think I'm headed your way. I'll keep the light on. I'm going to switch batteries soon. The station's starting to creak. The walls groan now when the wind passes, like they're remembering something too. But I'll be back, as long as I can. Because if this voice fades, so does the last thread connecting us. Here's your assignment until then. Write down one memory no one else could fake. Say it out loud. Burn a copy. Whisper it in the dark. That's your fingerprint, your firewall. This is Sam Whitmore. KPRC, 1080 AM. Still holding the line. It's 2:01 p.m. Or maybe it's later. The light hasn't changed in hours. Still the same dull gray, like the whole sky is a dying screen. And the sun, I don't think we're going to see it again. The backup battery I'm using is whining, not in a mechanical way. It sounds like it's breathing. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's pulsing, slow and steady, like a heartbeat. The LED flickers with it. I tapped it once and it stopped. For 5 seconds. Then it started again. That's where I'm at now. Talking into a mic while the hardware itself forgets what it means to be a machine. This is Sam Whitmore. KPR C1080 AM. Farmington, New Mexico. Assuming New Mexico still exists in the same shape it did this morning. Last I heard from Echo Chain, they'd pulled out of Colorado. Said the roads were empty but not quiet. That every now and then they'd pass an old school or rest stop, and there'd be people inside, sitting still, breathing, smiling, all facing the same direction. Waiting for something. They didn't stop to ask what. Earlier I got a packet of notes slid under the door. No return address, no signature, just handwritten scraps. One of them was from someone calling themselves KL. Here's what it said. I tried to become one. I thought it would protect me. I wore someone else's name for a week. Let people believe I was a man named Alan Ruiz. I told his stories, ate his food, slept in his house. I even forgot my own name for a day and a half. But then I saw the hollow come. They didn't ignore me. They didn't accept me. They laughed. They walked past the neighbors and came straight for me. Because I'd done their job for them. You can't hide behind fiction. You can't fake your way into safety. You have to be broken, real, and loud about it. That last line stuck with me. You have to be broken, real, loud. Because if you're not, if you're smooth, polished, rehearsed, they'll assume you're one of them. We've been taught to hide pain, to bury grief, to smooth over the jagged edges of loss. But now those edges are proof you're real. So here's one of mine. When I was 8, I let my dog run out onto the road. I left the gate open. I watched it happen, heard the thud. I lied to my parents, said he ran through a hole in the fence. They believed me. I've never forgiven myself, not because I lied, but because I never told anyone, until now. That's what the hollow can't imitate, the parts you wish weren't true. Let's go to the phone. Line 3. Go ahead. You're live. Caller. Sam. I can't remember my own daughter's voice. Where are you calling from? Caller. North of Albuquerque. I've been holed up in a church for 2 days. I found a recording of her on my phone, her singing happy birthday to me. But when I played it back, it was my voice, not hers. Jesus. Caller. It was pitch perfect. Same inflection, same little stutter on the word birthday. But it was me. They're not erasing her. They're replacing her with you. Caller. I'm scared I'm the hollow now. That I already lost and just don't know it yet. You're not. They don't feel fear. They don't doubt. You wouldn't be calling if you were gone. Caller. I keep trying to remember how she smelled. How her hand felt in mine. Hold on to that. That's more powerful than names. Keep it like a weapon. Caller. What if she comes back? But it's not her. You ask her something she'd never want to answer. Something painful. The hollow don't like discomfort. Caller. She once told me she was scared I'd forget her if I died first. That she'd feel alone forever. Say that back to her. If it's really her, she'll cry. If it's not, she'll smile. Caller. Okay, I'll wait. You're not alone. Line drops. The hollow are evolving. They're not just mimics now. They're editors. They don't need to kill you. They just need to revise you until you believe you were never different. But here's the secret. You were never perfect. And that's what makes you impossible to copy. Let's take one more. Line 8. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I'm scared I've been talking to you too long. What do you mean? Caller. What if you're not you anymore? What if the Sam I'm hearing now is a hollow pretending to remember pain? Fair question. I could tell you things. Stories only the real Sam would know. But the truth is, even I can't prove I'm me anymore. All I can do is say this. If you're real, and I'm real, then the story we're telling right now, together, is a tether. And if either of us lets go, then the hollow win. Caller. Okay, I believe you. Then I'll keep talking. To anyone else feeling that same fear, you're not wrong to question. The hollow want you to trust blindly. Faith makes you vulnerable. But doubt keeps you awake. It's now 2:43 p.m. Sky still hasn't shifted. Static on the edge of the frequency is rising. I'll be switching batteries again soon. If you hear something different while I'm gone, don't trust it. Not unless it says something it hates. Pain is proof. This is Sam Whitmore. Still bleeding. Still breathing. Still here. It's 3:28 p.m. The light just dimmed again. I don't mean the power, though that's hanging by threads. I mean the sky itself. It's not cloud cover. It's not weather. It's like the sun got bored and turned its back. Like the light we're seeing now is coming from memory. I don't trust clocks anymore. I think time's starting to slip like everything else. I tried writing out a schedule earlier. Halfway through, I forgot what day it was. Not in the I've been up all night way. In the nothing fits kind of way. This is Sam Whitmore. Still on KPRC. Still broadcasting. Still fighting. Echo chain just confirmed what we already feared. The hollow aren't bound by space. They're not crawling across the land like an infection. They're jumping. Thought to thought. Grief to grief. Familiarity to familiarity. A man in Phoenix said he felt a presence in his home just moments after thinking about his late wife's handwriting. He said he walked into his office, and there it was. Her handwriting. On his desk. Not a letter. Just his name. Written wrong. She always wrote his name with a little loop on the D. This one didn't. That's the trick. The hollow don't make mistakes. They almost don't. That's your chance. Look for the seams. The almost right. The nearly familiar. The uncanny is your alarm system. I got another note under the door. They don't knock anymore. They slide things in. This one was typed, like from an old typewriter. It said, "Version incomplete. Seeking revision. Original voice terminated. New instance loading." And that's all. No explanation. No signature. Someone or something is sending these. And they're using our language against us. We thought memory was sacred. Turns out it's vulnerable. Turns out, if enough people forget the truth at once, the hollow fill in the blanks. Let's go to a call. Line 4. You're live. Caller. Sam. I'm not in New Mexico anymore. Who is this? Caller. Name's Paula. I was in Flagstaff. Then I wasn't. I blinked and found myself walking through a town I didn't recognize. Every store had my name on it. Paula's Hardware. Paula's Bakery. Paula's Auto. That matches what we've been hearing. They're replicating towns built on you. Caller. I tried to leave. I walked until my legs gave out. Then I woke up back inside. Same street. Same signs. Only this time, there were people. All of them me. Did they speak? Caller. One did. She walked up to me and whispered, "We're the parts you erased." Then I passed out. You're still human, Paula. They don't pass out. They pause. That's how you know. Caller. I ran after that. I haven't stopped. Keep running. North if you can. Avoid still water and open reflections. Caller. Why still water? Because still water remembers. And right now, the last thing you want is to be remembered wrong. I want to talk to you. Yes, you. The one with the shortwave radio and shaking hands. The one who's been hearing things and hasn't told anyone. You're not crazy. You're awake. That static in the mirror when you walk past? That's not a trick of the light. That's the hollow checking if the replacement is ready. So you need to be unready. Be loud. Be broken. Be human in all the messy ways they can't predict. We've got another caller. Line 1. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I saw the fade coming. Where are you? Caller. North of Socorro, up in the hills. I was watching the valley when it started. It looked like night just rolled in from under the ground. Not from above, from below. Below? Caller. Yeah. Like the dirt itself started leaking darkness. And then the animals came out of the woods. Deer, coyotes, rabbits. All of them just stood there, watching it. And then, caller. And then they walked into it. One by one. Calm. Like they were going home. Jesus. Caller. Then I heard my name. But not from a person. From the soil. It came up through my boots. That's new. Caller. I ran. Haven't looked back. I don't think I'm supposed to. You're not. That's how they get you. With the not looking. Caller. But I saw my own shadow wave goodbye. Then you made the right choice. You hearing this, everyone? They're in the ground now. They're in the places that hold your footsteps. You ever walk a familiar road and feel like the trees remember you? That's what they're stealing now. Not just people, not just names, but familiarity itself. Soon, everything will look right and feel wrong. So here's what I want you to do. Take a piece of paper. Write down the most unrepeatable, illogical, imperfect thing you remember. Then read it out loud. 3 times. Aloud. In your voice. Then tear it up. Because if they ever get that paper, they'll try to become it. But they can't become you if you burn the map. You understand? I've got to swap the inverter again soon. It's getting hot, and the last battery's making that breathing sound again. I'll come back. I always do. But if I don't, ask the voice at this mic to tell you who I lost in 1993. If they say, a friend, they're not me, because I lost Cassie, and I still see her in my dreams. And I still lie and say I didn't love her. That's how you know. This is Sam Whitmore. 10:80 a.m. Still breathing, still glitching, still me. It's 4:19 p.m. I'm still here. If you're still with me, if you're hearing this, don't turn away. Not even for a second. Because they're not waiting anymore. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting on 1080 AM, KPRC. Still alive. Still me. I've rerouted the board through a battery rig I pulled out of a rusted electric bike. Had to strip the leads with a key and twist the wires bare. It's hot. Smells like melting plastic. But it's running. And the signal's strong. At least for now. I looked out the front window 15 minutes ago. There was a girl standing in the middle of the road. Maybe 12. Hair in pigtails. Dirty pink hoodie. She didn't say anything. Just stared. And when I looked down for a second, just to blink, just to breathe, she was standing on the porch. Not walking, just there. I didn't open the door, didn't speak, didn't move, and eventually she left. But she left her voice behind. It's been playing softly through the pipes, like a whisper through copper. Over and over, you're almost ready. That's what they do. They don't break in, they wear you down. They wait for the moment you forget the line between memory and story. Let's go to a call. Line 5. You're live. Caller. Sam, I can't trust anyone anymore. I think my whole camp has been replaced. Where are you? Caller. Outside of Sholo. We had a group, 8 of us. We shared stories, laughed, we even cried. Then 2 days ago, they all started telling the same story. The same? Caller. Word for word. About a lost dog and a broken ankle. Same timing. Same stutter. Same punchline. Did you confront them? Caller. I tried. I asked Mike to tell me something real. He just smiled and said, That part of me was surrendered. They're gone. Caller, I think I am too. I laughed at the story. It felt right. I didn't even realize I'd heard it before until this morning. You're not gone. You're still doubting. That's the shield. Caller, what if doubt is the infection? Then we infect each other with truth. Better than letting them rewrite us. Caller, okay, then here's mine. I hated my wife before she died. I loved her, but I hated her. I never told anyone. Now I'd give anything just to argue again. That's real. That's human. Keep telling it, even if it hurts. Caller, thanks, Sam. Here's what we've learned. The hollow move through story, not space. They repeat patterns. They simplify grief. They mimic love, but without history. That's your test. Ask for complicated love. Ask for ugly forgiveness. Ask them to describe the kind of pain that leaves scars in shapes, not words. We have another update from Echo Chain. They've begun calling the latest phase the Great Flattening. That's what happens when the hollows succeed in a location. Everything becomes simple. Emotions flatten, voices sink. People talk like they're reading from the same page. One operator described walking into a neighborhood where all the curtains were the same color, all the mailboxes read, "Resident." The children played the same game over and over. Tag, always tag. Always laughing, but never sweating, never blinking. If you're somewhere that feels too easy, too okay, run. That's not safety. That's overwriting. Let's take another call. Line 1. Go ahead. Caller. Sam, I think my memories are looping. What do you mean? Caller. I keep remembering the same 3 events, over and over. Nothing else. My first kiss, my dog's death, a beach trip with my uncle. That's it. No matter how hard I try, that's all I can access. That's memory pruning, a known hollow tactic. They remove the branches so you think the tree is still alive. Caller, I'm scared they got inside, that they're trimming me down until there's nothing left. Then make noise. Create new memories. Now, cut your hand, burn a page, write a word, and forget what it means. Be unpredictable. Caller, what if I forget this call? You won't, because I'm going to remember it for you, and the signal remembers everything. You hear that? If you're hearing my voice, you're hearing proof. Proof that someone is still fighting. That someone is still unpolished. Still aching. Still wrong in all the right ways. So, here's another thing about me. When I was 23, I drove to the edge of the canyon during a storm. I almost didn't come back. Not because I wanted to die, but because I wanted the noise to stop. I thought silence would feel like peace. But now that it's here, now that the world is too quiet, I know better. Silence is just the space where the hollow crawl in. We've got to keep filling it, even if it's with static, even if it's with fear. Because fear means you still know something's wrong, and that's the first sign you're still alive. I'll be back after I check the signal rig. Until then, say something out loud. Anything. Even nonsense. Especially nonsense, because the hollow hate what they can't categorize. This is Sam Whitmore. Still resisting. Still strange. Still not done. It's 5:11 p.m. Still no change in the sky. Still that same colorless gray like we're living inside a fading photograph. And everything's starting to feel lighter. Not in weight, in meaning. Like the longer I'm awake, the more words seem to slide off the page. Nothing sticks the way it used to. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting live, or something close to it, on 1080 AM, KPRC. The signal's weaker than it was an hour ago. Not because of interference, because of forgetting. You ever say a word so many times it stops sounding like a word? That's what's happening to the world. Repeating itself until even reality forgets what it means. I stepped outside during the last broadcast break. Not far. Just the porch. The wind had stopped again. The trees weren't moving. And the smell. It was like plastic burning under snow. And I swear, there was a man across the street wearing my clothes from yesterday, down to the ripped sleeve and the stain from the soup I spilled at 3 a.m. He didn't wave, didn't move. He just stood there. And then he turned and walked backwards into the field. Feet didn't bend. Head didn't turn. That's what the hollow look like when they're tired of hiding. So if you see someone walking wrong, don't follow, even if they wear your face. Let's check the line. Line 2, go ahead. Caller, Sam. They're in my dreams now. Who is this? Caller, Shelley. I've called before, from Moriarty. Go ahead, Shelley. Caller, I used to dream of my brother. He passed away in 2019. In my dreams, he'd be quiet, just sitting in the passenger seat while I drove. But last night, he talked. What did he say? Caller, you can stop running. We've already taken the parts that hurt. Jesus. Caller. And then he asked if I wanted to forget him. And for a second, I did. That's how they win. Not by force, by relief. They make forgetting sound like mercy. Caller. But I remembered something. What? Caller. He used to wet the bed when he was 12. Hated the sound of thunder. Called moths dust birds. And that's yours. That's the piece they can't have. Keep it. Repeat it. Caller, I am. Over and over. That's how you survive. Let me tell you something I haven't told anyone else. I'm forgetting my own handwriting. I looked at the logbook where I write timestamps and caller names, and I didn't recognize the letters. My S looked too neat. My W was too wide. It wasn't mine. Not quite. And if it wasn't me writing it, then who was? I tore the page out, burned it in the trash can under the console, watched the flame until the edges curled in. Because if I start forgetting what my own hand looks like on paper, I'll stop being me. Another update from Echo Chain. They've officially lost contact with what used to be Rayton. Last message said the entire town began mirroring itself. Stores appeared twice. People began responding to questions before they were asked. A man stepped into a store, turned around, and saw himself walk back out. Same clothes, different eyes, and then nothing. Just static. They're calling it mirroring collapse. It's what happens when the hollow succeed in overriding too many people at once. The feedback becomes so intense that the fabric of the place folds in on itself. And then it's gone. So here's the rule. If the world around you starts repeating, if people answer too quickly, if you see your old shoes on someone else, leave. Don't ask questions. Don't wait. Don't try to understand, because understanding is how they hook you. They want you to look too long, to start thinking it makes sense, to agree, and the moment you agree, you're gone. Another caller. Line 4. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I think I'm forgetting my mother. Where are you? Caller. A place that used to be Espanola. I found her picture this morning. It's folded, creased, but her face was gone. Gone? Caller. Blank. Not scribbled out, not scratched, just faded, like the film itself forgot who she was. What else do you remember? Caller. Her favorite tea, rooibos. The way she said phone like it was still a luxury. She always wore 2 different socks. Say it louder. Caller. She always wore 2 different socks, even to church. That's her. That's yours. That's real. Caller. But why is it so hard to hold on to? Because the hollow are pulling on the threads. But threads fray, they don't break. As long as you remember what didn't make sense, you're still holding it. To the rest of you, say the thing that only made sense to you. Not the obvious, not the proud. Say the mess. Say, I stole quarters from my dad's dresser to buy candy. I let the dog out on purpose once because I was mad. I kissed someone just to feel alive and never told them I didn't mean it. That's the armor. That's the shape they can't copy. I've got to rest the battery again. It's heating up fast. The whole board smells like burnt copper and regret. But I'll come back. As long as I have breath and voice and something they can't pronounce, I will always come back. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC, 1080 AM. Still me, still trying. It's 6:07 p.m. I think we've passed the point where the world still believes in hours. The sky hasn't changed. Not once. The sun didn't set. It just stopped participating. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting on 1080 AM KPRC. From a signal that shouldn't be working, on batteries that shouldn't hold this long. Maybe the hollow don't realize this station's still alive. Maybe they don't see it. Or maybe they do, and they're waiting for me to give up. I won't. The wind is still dead. The town is empty. But I keep hearing footsteps across the roof. Slow. Heavy. Like someone pacing but not searching. Like they already know what's inside and just want to wait me out. They're patient. But I'm more stubborn. We've received new reports from Echo Chain. They've re-established a short-range signal near the Kansas border. But it's not their signal. It's a mimic. Same frequency, same tag. But every broadcast ends with the phrase, "Return to the remembered self," which they never say. Ever. So if you're out there picking up signals, verify the voice. Ask for something painful. Ask them who they lost and why they're ashamed. If they hesitate, it's not them. Let's take a call. Line 6. Go ahead. You're live. Caller. Sam. I think I'm the only one left in my town. Who is this? Caller. Ty. From Magdalena. I've searched every house. Everyone's still here, but they don't move. They sit. They hum. They mouth words silently. Have you spoken to them? Caller. I tried. One of them turned to me and said, "We remember better than you." then went back to humming. Did you leave? Caller. Number. I've been writing things on walls. Things they can't know. Things no one else knows. What kind of things? Caller. My sister's scream when she fell in the creek. The way our grandfather used to carve the letter J backward on accident. My mom's breath when she was dying in her sleep. That's it. That's your perimeter. You don't need walls. You need flaws. And the hollow hate flaws. Caller. Then I'll keep writing. Keep broadcasting if you can. If they take me, someone else has to carry the signal. Line fades. If you're hearing this, I want you to try something. Say your name out loud. Then say something you regret. Then something you love. Now mix them. Make a sentence that hurts to say. Like, my name is Claire, and I never forgave my mother, but I still miss how she braided my hair. You feel that? That pressure behind the ribs? That's what makes you real. The hollow can't blend those parts. They simplify. They bleach pain. They retell it with better lighting and softer dialogue. You want to know if you're still yourself? Say the thing you've never posted. The thing you never wrote in your journal. The thing that would make someone else leave the room. That's your fingerprint. That's your defense. Let's try one more line. Line 1. You're on. Caller. Sam, I think I heard you say something earlier, but I hadn't tuned in yet. Where are you? Caller. Near Galena. I was on the road, radio off, and then your voice was just there. In my car. You said, don't forget her hands. I didn't say that. Caller. But it was you. Exactly you. Only slower. Like a cassette on half speed. What did you do? Caller. I stopped the car, stepped outside, turned the radio on, and there you were, actually saying something else, something real. Then they're forging the broadcast now, using my voice as a weapon. Caller. I think they're building a better version of you. Let them try. They'll never know what I won't say. And that's where I live. To everyone still with me. You might hear a cleaner version of this voice. A smoother story. Fewer cracks. Fewer pauses. But if the words don't bleed, it's not me. You'll know me by the mess. By the way, I tell a story halfway and choke on the end. By the parts I almost say, then don't. I'm going to shut down briefly to cool the panel. If I don't come back, you remember the rules. Say what hurts, burn what lies, mourn what never made sense. Refuse the perfect. This is Sam Whitmore. Still cracked, still broadcasting, still human. It's 7:02 p.m. There's a new kind of silence outside. Not the usual stillness. Not just windless trees and abandoned roads. This silence feels intentional. Like the whole world is holding its breath. This is Sam Whitmore. 10:80 a.m. Still me. Still here. If you're tuning in for the first time, don't look for headlines. There's no press release. No emergency crawl on the bottom of your screen. The world doesn't end like a movie. It unravels, quietly. Today I saw birds in the sky that weren't moving. Just suspended there, wings open. No flapping, no drifting. Like someone paused them mid-flight and forgot to hit resume. And when I blinked, they were gone. Not scattered, not flown, just gone. That's how it starts. Familiar things start glitching, pausing, repeating, disappearing. Then something steps in to take their place. We got another burst from Echo Chain. They sent it via compressed analog tones, a trick from the old Cold War playbook. They've observed what they're calling soft replacements. That's when the hollow don't fully take over a person. They just patch them, fill in the blanks, smooth out the grief, numb the noise. The result is someone who looks, sounds, and behaves almost like you remember, but without contradiction. Without the twitch, the pause, the old wound they never stopped scratching. And here's the horrifying part. The soft replacements don't even know they've changed. They're proud of how calm they are, how well they're sleeping, how clear their thoughts have become. Because the hollow don't remove what hurts. They overwrite it, and then you become the story they needed you to be. Let's take a line. Line 3. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I think I patched myself. What's your name? Caller. Kyle. I'm from Las Vegas. Not Nevada. New Mexico. Go on, Kyle. Caller. I kept forgetting details about my own past, so I filled them in. Little stuff. What shirt I wore at prom. What my first car smelled like. But I think I didn't remember those things. I just picked something believable. You reconstructed your own timeline. Caller. Yeah. And now I'm not sure what's real, or what I made up to feel normal. Then this is what you do. Find the things that don't fit. Don't be afraid of inconsistency. Dig into the cracks. Caller. Like what? Tell me something embarrassing. Something pointless. Caller. Okay, I once cried because I dropped a sandwich. A grilled cheese. I was 12. I hadn't eaten in 2 days because I was ashamed to ask for food. And when it hit the floor, I just collapsed. There it is. That's your anchor. Caller. But it feels faded. Then say it again. Louder. Make it real again. Caller. I cried over a grilled cheese. I cried because I was starving and ashamed and 12. That's it. That's the thread. Keep pulling. Caller. Okay. I'm still here. Yes, you are. To everyone listening, if you've filled in a part of your memory lately, be careful. The hollow don't always invade. Sometimes they wait for you to invite them, to build a little fiction just big enough to sneak inside. If something fits too well, question it, because memory is messy. Real recollection has jagged edges. It stings. It contradicts. It doesn't always make you look good. That's why it's real. Another message just came in. Written in pencil, left in a shoebox at the edge of the station's loading dock. It says, "We dreamed of machines to make us forget. We didn't expect the dreams to wake up." That one hit me hard. Because I think that's what the hollow are. Not demons, not ghosts, just our own forgotten fragments. Unloved, unspoken, returned. Let's go back to the line. Line 7. You're live. Caller. Sam. They're singing now. Who? Caller. The people in my neighborhood, the ones who haven't blinked in days. They started humming in unison around sunset, a low tone, like a lullaby. Where are you? Caller. Edge of Albuquerque. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Every time I close my eyes, I hear it. That same hum. Can you hum it back to me? Caller. Number. That's the thing. I can't remember it after it stops. But while it's happening, it feels like it knows my name. Then it's designed for you. They're building songs to replace memory. Sound-based infection. Caller. How do I block it out? White noise, static, anything chaotic. Play overlapping audio. Let the signal jam itself. And keep saying your own name. Caller. My name is Ryan Ford. I was born in a bathtub. I once set fire to my math homework in the sink. I cheated on a science test in 8th grade and never told anyone. You're still here, Ryan. Caller. I'm still here. That's what we have to do now. All of us. List the ugliness. List the unfiltered. List the parts no hollow would ever script. Here's mine. I resent my father for dying quietly. I once said, I love you because I was scared of silence. I never paid back a friend who needed help, and I still avoid her name in my own head. That's what makes me real. Not the parts I'm proud of. The ones I wish I wasn't. The inverters heating up again. I'll have to power down briefly. If the next voice you hear is smoother, if it doesn't hesitate, if it doesn't ache, if it comforts you too quickly, don't trust it. Ask it what my last truth was. If it can't say math homework, bathtub, resentment, then it's not me. This is Sam Whitmore, KPRC, 1080 AM. Still unscripted, still wounded, still human. It's 7:58 p.m. and the sky still hasn't blinked. It's just sitting there, gray, still, wide open like a dead eye staring back. I lit every candle I had during the blackout. Not because I needed light, but because I needed shadows. Light can lie, but shadows? Shadows prove there's something real in the way. This is Sam Whitmore, broadcasting from a barely alive AM station in Farmington, New Mexico. KPRC 1080. Still flickering. Still me. The hollow are getting faster now. The time between silence and replacement is shrinking. People disappear at dawn, and by lunch, their doubles are asking how your kids are doing and where you keep your extra propane. I saw a man outside the station an hour ago, waving, polite, had the same face as a preacher I grew up listening to. Same gray slacks, same cracked leather Bible. But I knew it wasn't him, because he was wearing shoes. And the real man, Pastor Kell, never wore shoes inside God's house. He believed the dirt kept him honest. So I shut the blinds, told myself the truth, and waited for the knock that never came. That's their game now. They don't always enter. Sometimes they just wait for you to miss the lie. And then they slide in quietly, like guilt, or a song you haven't heard since you were a kid. Let's take a call. Line 4. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I think I'm already a replacement. Where are you? Caller. Don't know. Doesn't feel like any place I've lived. I have a photo on my lap. Me, standing by a lake. But I don't remember the lake. Or the woman next to me. But I remember loving her. What's your name? Caller. It says Ben on the back of the photo, but it doesn't sound right when I say it. Then you're not gone yet. If you can tell the difference between memory and possession, you're still in control. Caller. But I'm scared, Sam. I'm scared that whatever I am now is more peaceful. I don't hurt like I used to. That's not peace. That's sedation. That's erasure with a smile. Caller, what do I do? Say the worst thing you've ever done. Out loud. Right now. Caller, I left my brother to get beaten by our stepfather. I could have stopped it. I didn't. Feel that? That burn in your chest? Caller, yeah. That's your humanity clawing its way back up. That's you. Caller, okay, I'm still here. Yes, you are. To the rest of you, listen close. Comfort is not always your friend. If everything around you feels too fine, too flat, too forgiving, start checking the walls for symmetry. Check the photos, the street names, the way your neighbors laugh. If they all do it the same way, if you hear a rhythm, leave. Because the hollow are learning harmony. They've realized we trust people who feel stable, so they're faking it. You want real? Find someone who twitches, someone who forgets the point halfway through a sentence, someone who panics when they drop a mug and cries because they can't remember why it mattered. That's your people. That's the resistance. Another note slid under the door, torn from a school journal. It reads, "They don't need to kill you. They just need to take the you that hurts and make it quiet. That's it. That's the blueprint. They numb you, flatten you, until one day you're humming a lullaby in a town made of your own regrets." Let's take another call. Line 2. Go ahead. Caller, Sam, I've been faking my memories. What do you mean? Caller, I didn't know I was doing it. I just wanted to have something to hold on to. So I told stories that weren't real. Said I'd climbed a water tower. Said I'd kissed someone under fireworks. But I didn't. Did you lie to others or to yourself? Caller, both. But mostly me. Then here's your redemption. Tell me the truth. Something small and ugly. Caller, I once peed in a soda bottle and left it in my locker because I didn't want to lose my spot in the bathroom line. It fermented. The janitor found it. Everyone knew it was me. I denied it. For a year. There it is. That's you. That's the sound of a memory no hollow would dare wear. Caller, why does it feel so real when I say it? Because it cost you something. Real memory always does. Here's one from me. I skipped my sister's funeral. I said I couldn't get off work. I just couldn't stand seeing her in that box. I told myself she'd forgive me, but I don't. I have that in my bones, and that's what the hollow can't touch. The inverter's running hot again. I'll go dark for 5, maybe 10. But before I do, here's your task. Say your name. Say a truth no one claps for. Then write it down. Then hide it where only you will find it. If they take your voice, your truth will still be waiting for you. This is Sam Whitmore, still remembering, still ugly, still me. It's 8:29 p.m. Power's flickering again. The emergency battery's running hot. I had to switch off everything non-essential just to keep the mic alive. Outside, the sky's darker than it should be. Not just night dark. It's blank. No stars. No moon. Just this smooth, black void pressing down like a lid. This is Sam Whitmore, still broadcasting from KPRC 1080. Still holding the line. The silence between reports is growing. Not because people stopped trying to call, but because some of them just aren't there anymore. I've started marking the clocks. Every time the signal drops, every time someone disappears mid-sentence, I write it down. 7:21, signal cut from Cheyenne. 7:46, dead air from a shelter in Sioux Falls. 8:08, caller from Grand Junction, froze mid-breath, never resumed. They're not dying. They're pausing, like someone hit a button. I've been playing with an old ham rig, vacuum tubes and solder scars. Only thing that's cutting through the static now. Digital's useless. Too clean. Too predictable. The Hollow figured it out weeks ago. But analog scratches. It coughs. It flinches when lightning strikes. So if you're listening to this through an old truck radio or a basement cobweb machine, you're probably the only one still hearing the real me. Let's take a line. Line 1. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I think my daughter's already gone, but her body's still here. Tell me what happened. Caller. Her name's Ellie. 9 years old. Used to love drawing monsters. Last week she stopped speaking. Just started humming that low, shaking tune. She smiles a lot now, but it's the wrong kind of smile, like a ventriloquist got tired and let the puppet grin by itself. Where are you? Caller. Near Yuma, Arizona. And do you still talk to her? Caller. I do. But she only says what I want to hear. It's perfect. Too perfect. Then ask her something she shouldn't be able to answer. Something not in the scripts. Caller. Like what? Ask her what your mother smelled like. Caller. Okay. Give me a second. Ellie, what did Grandma smell like? She says lemon pie and regret. That's her. That's real. The Hollow don't understand poetic memory. They only fake surface truths. But that's human contradiction. Caller. I think she's still fighting it. Then help her fight. Caller. How? Tell her a truth she's scared of. Let her feel scared with you. That's how we anchor the ones we love. Caller. Thank you, Sam. Line ends. To those of you still clinging to someone who's been half taken. It's not always too late. As long as there's doubt, as long as there's contradiction, as long as there's even one cracked sentence that doesn't fit. You have a window. Another note arrived, scrawled in lipstick on the back of a fast food receipt. They wear our calm like a costume, but they've never stubbed a toe at midnight, never screamed at a frozen microwave dinner. That's what makes us real. We mess up badly. We curse when no one's watching. We spiral. We forget. We regret. And that's how you know you're not one of them. Here's another call. Line 5. Go ahead. Caller. Sam. I shot my mirror. Why? Caller. I walked past it and I blinked, but the reflection didn't. I saw my face twitch, and it didn't. I waited 3 seconds, and then it caught up. So I panicked. I fired my pistol into the glass. What did you see after? Caller. Nothing. Just myself, shaking, crying, bleeding from a cut on my cheek. I don't know if I imagined the delay. Then you probably didn't. Caller. I used to trust my eyes. You can't anymore. But you can still trust your fear. It knows things before your eyes do. It's older than sight. Caller. Am I still me? Tell me something broken about yourself. Caller. I used to drive for 3 hours just to cry in a Walmart parking lot. because I didn't want my family to see me sad. That's you. That's beautifully, painfully you. Caller. Okay. Okay. I need to warn you about a new trick the Hollow are trying. They're mimicking old voices, not just people you lost recently, but childhood sounds, dead relatives, first crushes, the voice that used to read you bedtime stories. You'll hear it in the static. It'll call you by your nickname. It'll say something only that person would know. But it's a trap, a brilliant one, because it bypasses logic and goes straight to the part of you that wants to believe. So here's your line of defense. Write down something only you remember, not your parents, not your siblings. You. Maybe it's the name of the spider you used to feed crumbs to behind the fridge. Maybe it's the curse word you whispered into your pillow at 8 years old. Whatever it is, anchor it. That's your firewall. I'll share mine. I used to hum the Sonic the Hedgehog theme into a cassette recorder and pretend it was my voicemail. I once named a rock and talked to it for 2 years because I didn't have real friends yet. I stole a street sign that said Whitmore Avenue and buried it in the desert just so something would carry my name after I died. That's me. Not perfect, not clean, but real. I need to swap out the battery pack. Might go dark for a few minutes. If something else comes on while I'm gone, ask it what name I gave the rock. If it doesn't know, smash the radio. This is Sam Whitmore. Still fractured. Still static. Still alive.